Hello, and welcome back. Last time we left off, we had just finished doing Stros Mackay, and we are now going to carry on with Betnikh. And of course, before we jump right into it, this is a preservation project. We are specifically looking at the landscape and a bit of the quests to kind of see exactly what's going to change with the new updates. Now, I will say before we jump immediately into it, that they did provide a bit of an update on exactly what was changing, and they kind of said a bunch of stuff that didn't really give me a whole lot of enthusiasm. It almost kind of makes it feel like nothing's really going to change, in which case, if that's the case, and this is totally pointless, I'm going to continue doing this anyway, just kind of as a refresher rough draft for the proper playthrough. But I also do want to go back through these areas again to see exactly what changed in the proper playthrough. So I'm going to continue doing this regardless if the changes are minuscule. I still want to see, a comparison, right? Like, what changed, what's different. But in regards to what they said in terms of the update, they kind of said it was just going to be like, oh, there's more clutter, or things are more detailed, and it's like, it doesn't really fill me with the, we're overhauling the old zones. Like, I thought they were going to update the assets. The way they're talking about it makes it sound like they're just prettying it up a little, but not the overhaul I was expecting. I don't know yet. Maybe it's better. I don't know, but we'll find out in March. I know the PTS went up recently, so I could take a look at that and see if they have any footage to know for certain what's changed. But regardless, let's hop right into it. We're in Betnikh. All right, and picking right where we left off, it is stormy and gross out. Nice. That's actually my peak Betnikh weather right now. I love this place.
When my crew turned traitor, I never thought I'd see Betnikh again. Feels good.
What now?
Head into town and get a drink. This is home, and we'll be here for a while. Here's your cut of the take from the heist.
Nice.
Careful here. These orcs aren't yet part of the Covenant, but I'm working on that. Feel free to check out Stone-Tooth Fortress. Maybe you'll meet a nice orc.
Why should they join the Covenant?
They aren't fools, proud as the Seamount clan are. They can't deny the Covenant's strength in numbers, and they'll make a mountain of coins selling weapons to our alliance.
I respect the captain, but I won't set foot on an island full of orcs.
Nice. Early game racism. What do you have against the orcs?
I've heard all the talk about the Daggerfall Covenant. Captain Colleen mentions it enough. Orcs, Red Guards, and Bretons in a grand alliance. My ancestors fought at Orsinium. Many died fighting the orcs. I respect them, but I'll never trust them.
What about Mikag?
Larissa's choice, not mine. That said, Mikog's not bad for an orc. But I'm not setting foot on an island full of them. Especially not a clan that's refused to join the Covenant.
Sometimes I miss the swamps of my homeland in the Black Marsh, but it is good to be gone from the dry air of Stros Mackay.
Don't you want to go ashore?
Zuth, you speak as one new to the high seas. I have seen this island and countless others like it. The captain and Chief Tazgul have an arrangement. We have visited Betnikh more times than I can count.
What type of arrangement?
Chief Tazgul pays us well to acquire and deliver cargoes. I believe he pines for the days when his ancestors ruled the high seas, plundering and pillaging. Perhaps he sees some of himself in Colleen.
We missed out on that first bit.
Sometimes
Where am I?
You're on the spearhead.
Who are you?
I am one of...
Okay, that's recycled from when we first met her. Skip. But yeah, real quick, it's kind of unfortunate because in a storm the distance kind of gets cut to like mimic like wind fog, but you can't really see a whole lot out in the distance, but we can see immediately the layout of the land, and this is something I've said it a lot in this playthrough, showcase, whatever. The rocks are so bad. I mean, look at this. You can see it. You can see the asset on the map, like especially this here. That just looks, how do I put it? Awful. Looks really bad. It's so, how do I say this nicely? It reminds me of when I used to make maps in Halo Reach, where it was very rudimentary. Like, you're using blocks to kind of mimic what should be reality, but it's not quite correct, and you're just kind of working with an asset that's been made and not tailor-made to the thing you're trying to create. Like, it's like playing with Legos, right? That's kind of how everything in the base game feels. But we can also see how small this island is, and kind of like the barriers of play, as it were. Especially when you see these little outskirts, like the little outer islands, they're all so generic, with the exception of this, because that's an actual location, but yeah, this whole back chunk of the island, it's inaccessible mountain over there. I think that's inaccessible mountain over here. Honestly, I'm not too certain on that. Oh boy, I wonder if you can hear those jets flying overhead. That's totally not annoying or anything. They must be doing night fly runs. Yeah, let's see if we can't find anybody else to talk to before we venture out, but right off the bat, you can kind of see why I like this place, and it's just kind of charming. Oh boy, that texture is not great, though. Yeah, ooh. Yeah, the pop in and out there is real bad. Maybe that's something they should definitely work on. But there's something about this place that I find just, like, inherently charming. And I think it's because this place kind of reminds me... It's something to do with the default, like, Daggerfall assets, because that's what this place is. It's, like, default Daggerfall. And Cyrodiil assets. It reminds me of Oblivion, or even, like, other comfort games, like Fable 2, right, is a big comfort game for me. I'm very nostalgic for Fable 2 and Fable 3. All of the Fables, really. Because they all have this sort of, like, whimsical fantasy feel. And that's kind of what this gives off, you know, in a little bit more of a somewhat grounded way. But it's comfy. You know, like, you got this nice, cute little waterfall over here, you got this nice little beach, you got little islands with the rocks on them. Or, sorry, islands with the rock. You got islands with the trees on them, and they kind of angle out in a nice, like, sort of fanciful way. It's peaceful, which is more than you can say about most regions in the game. Like, this place has no conflicts. There's no issues here. It's uncommon. But let's take a stroll. We'll look around for any other people. If I don't find anyone, we'll just jump straight into it. Oh, we got a couple of people down here.
I don't trust these orcs. Their chief refuses to join the Covenant. No idea why. One of the finest, my good friend.
Yep, recycled dialogue. He's not going to say anything different. Unfortunate. He does have one new line, but aside from that, you know. Okay, let's step off the boat. See what we're dealing with here. See, there's someone down there. Can I talk to him? I wonder. Let's get our main quest underway. Oh, I guess it's not underway. We gotta walk forward.
You were among the crew that arrived with Lambour, yes? I envy you. Free to see the world and make of your life whatever you wish.
We have sailed often to Betnikh these last years. Chief Tazgol is a gracious host. In many ways, this is my second home.
And he has no new dialogue either. Unfortunate.
Have mercy.
But yeah, as we can see, it's a pretty, like, just normal area. Very fantasy, very, like, comfortable, right? Like, you've got, unironically, a not hideous-looking mountain over there. See, oh, there's a house over there, too. Interesting, that must be new. At least new since the last time I touched this place.
Good thing you sailed in with Captain Colleen. Outsiders aren't welcome on Betnikh, especially not now.
Why not?
Bloodthorn cultists attacked the fortress. You're lucky you don't look like them, or you'd have a spear in your belly.
Looks like the attack failed.
Of course, we slaughtered most. The rest fled. They stole something from the chief, but we'll get it back. We'll mop them up as soon as Chief Tazgul raises the army. You want to know more? Ask Lambour.
I'll go find her.
Cursed Jakan. How does he slip about so easily? I turn my back for one moment and he's gone. He's probably off with those slatterns from Stros Makai. If I find any of them, it won't be pretty.
I do quite enjoy the little character stuff going on.
This island's too small for a man of my ambition.
So this is the attack they were talking about. There's, yeah, they just kind of butchered a bunch of them.
These bodies stink worse than high elf perfume. Makes you wonder if these cultists were dead before they attacked.
And yeah, that's foreshadowing. I like, it's all, there's subtle foreshadowing stuff going on. Things we're not quite familiar with yet, but later will make a lot of sense.
So many dead. You'd think even Bretons would know better than to attack an orc fortress.
What happened here?
Cultists attacked our fortress, Kazungash. They thought their magic would be too much for the primitive orcs. Funny that magic doesn't work when a mace caves in your skull.
What cult?
Bloodthorn. Necromancers who think too much of themselves. After we stopped the attack, Chief Tazgul ordered us to burn the bodies. Don't want them raising each other, eh?
Yeah, so that's what this big pyre is.
She was the beauty of the sea, the silverfish, but her captain drank and she fetched aground. Such was the will of the divines.
I'm wondering if that's what this little wreck here is supposed to imply. Yeah, let's just have a little stroll around and we'll see kind of like the grounds fair, right? Like you've got this odd little footpath that's it just kind of exists. Like there's nothing there. But it's you know, it's cute. It's charming. Something about this place, I don't know, I really like it. I can't quite explain why. It really is just kind of like pure nostalgia, almost.
How about a coin or two?
Most of these people don't talk, huh?
Poor Mingo. He's not very bright. He'll never catch a fish that way.
He's shooting it.
I know I could shoot these fish if only they'd stop moving.
Yeah. So that boat takes us to that house, which we're not going to look at because it's not base game. Yeah, like even this, like there's a tree that's broken down and landed directly on the waterfall. It's like, man, that's such a nice little detail, you know? In fact, there's quite a bit of broken down trees in this place, which I find quite interesting. I don't remember if there's a thematic purpose for that. Oh, that's that same guy from before. Man, he's got a long travel distance. Talk to this guy?
Bloodthirsty savages. If they won't join the Covenant, they should be wiped out.
Goodness. You seem to dislike orcs.
Who doesn't? Except for other orcs, of course. The orcs here stole this island from Bretons generations ago. and they're still not part of the Covenant. Can you believe that? Chief Tazgol refuses to join.
Why?
Distrust of Bretons and Redguards, apparently. He's still angry about the sackings of Orsinium by Daggerfall and Sentinel. Refuses all overtures from the Covenant. Won't even listen.
Why did the Covenant send an orc hater here?
My dear fellow, I'm not alone in my opinions. All Bretons dislike orcs. But since we have to deal with them, my friends at court felt I was best qualified for this mission.
Right. I couldn't even pronounce his name. I'm not even gonna try.
Be welcome, Andwalla.
Yeah, nothing new to say.
Want to kill something?
Nothing of interest.
I lost my best daggers when the maiden's breath ran aground. I'm gonna pick up something new, but the question is what? Do I need a new dagger or a trusty mace? Depends on what we're killing, I suppose.
Yeah, so I do like that, like, the whole crew kind of, you know, goes aground and sort of, they wander about, specifically in the marketplace.
The quality of orcish arms and armor is excellent, but there are other goods.
Staying in trouble?
I cannot wait until my next assignment.
Yeah, most of the marketers don't really have anything new to say. Typically the merchants do,
Flows through my...
but this one doesn't.
Same old crap every day. If Tazgol would let us join the Covenant, we'd have stuff worth buying.
I think that's like the only instance of someone ever saying crap in this game.
I wanted to pick up something nice for Captain Colleen. Something to surprise her, like a new mug. But all this stuff is so expensive.
What do you think of Captain Colleen?
She's amazing. She's smart, tough, and a real fighter. She's incredible with...
Yeah. We've heard all this before. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Selling.
What do you want?
Trading. Right.
I love this bridge. Oh, man, I love that bridge. Let's take a quick stroll around, see if we're missing anything. I do not think we are. So yeah, let's go take a look at the bridge real quick. Just so you get a good idea of what I feel about this place. I positively love this bridge. Just first person capsulizes it the most. Capsulates. Jesus. First person encapsulates this feeling the most. Like, just something about this big bridge. Right? It's not even very tall. It's just big, and it just sort of overlooks the whole marketplace. You can see your boat from here. Right? You've got this, the view of this thing over here. It's just, it's nice. You get a good look at the fortress, and there, frankly, there's not a whole lot to look at, but like, you know, back in 2016, this was a pretty nice sight. This was nice to look at. But yeah, I really love this bridge. It's just... This is gonna be weird too, but I've seen this bridge in my dreams. It's so... It's just a comfort place, you know? I could fall asleep just staring at that. Wild. Of course, we've got these little nooks and crannies over here. Not much to see, unfortunately. You can't really swim out past beyond all that. They do a good job of preventing you from exploring the full island.
We should just eat all the horses and be done with it.
Yep.
Outlander, have you met Lokra, the chief's daughter? She has a fascination with the lives of adventurers like you. It's unfortunate.
Why is that?
As chief daughter, her duty is to be wed to another clan, to forge an alliance. Some seek to escape this honor. Lokra is on the verge of such a mistake. Perhaps you could dissuade her.
Seems like a clan affair.
It is because you are not of our clan that she might listen to you. If she departs without the blessing of the clan, she will be in exile. We cannot lose our only daughter, nor is Lokra ready to face the life of the clanless.
I can talk to her.
No mystery where to find Lokra. Check the docks. She'll be there, staring at your ship, if she hasn't already snuck aboard.
So, Lokra isn't your daughter?
Moloch's hand, no. If she were, we would not have these troubles. She is the daughter of Shol, Tazgol's hearthwife. That one's softness has made Lokra selfish and difficult.
You don't get along with Shulg?
I pay her no mind. I only wish I'd given Tazgol a daughter. My boys are strong, but the clan needs more daughters.
You mentioned the clan's blessing. They won't give it to Lokra?
Rarely does a clan permit a daughter to leave, and never without cause. Lokra is the chief's only daughter. We need her to do her duty. If she leaves without permission, well, clanless life is never easy.
Seems harsh.
Most outsiders view orcs as savage beasts. We have many enemies. We must be harsh to survive.
Yeah, and there's another one of those weird swamp trees. You see them placed like sporadically in odd ways, but it does just kind of look a little jarring when it's next to all these other, you know, oak and birch. It's very strange. Most of these people don't look like they talk.
Ha! More driftwood washed up from the sea. I'm Tazgol's forge wife, so watch your tongue or I'll pull it out.
How long have the Seamounts settled here?
Ha! Orcs don't settle lands, we take them. The Seamount clan was the scourge of the seas. We took this island when Chief Isgul cleared out the Bretons.
Why this island?
Why not? Good soil, stone, and ore, and plenty of it. And far from the mainland. Isgul wanted to raise it and move on, but his wives convinced him otherwise. 3 blades make a strong counter-argument.
Can you teach me smithing?
Steel and stone! Orcs don't give their secrets to outlanders. Try Daggerfall. I'm sure you can convince some poor sap there to teach you.
Don't let these meatheads get to you. A good set of lightweight armor is worth it.
Oh, he's just a merchant. Yeah, no one else here talks. And yeah, this is the default, like, I guess you would describe this as an orcish kind of building, but this is the default orcish forge. And it's okay. It's just kind of, how do I put it without sounding mean? Bland, empty. Curious where that guy just ran off to. Now we'll head off in that direction later. For now, let's carry on with, I guess we can talk to Lokra real quick, get that knocked out, and then we'll move on with the main quest, because there's really not much else to see in this place. Like, it is just kind of just this fortress and frankly nothing else. It's very small, very simple, and it's kind of what I like about it, is there's not a whole lot. Oh, hello! Look at this! Wow. I'm not joking right now. This is the first time I've ever seen this.
I wonder what's taking Jakan so long. I wouldn't keep a girl like me waiting.
Giving Irian the slip wasn't easy. He said he would be right over. I wonder if she caught him. I'd pay to see that argument.
That means Jakarn is around here somewhere, hiding. Which is curious. Let's go find Lokra, real quick. There she is.
You were among the crew that arrived with Lambour, yes? I envy you. Free to see the world and make of your life whatever you wish.
You speak as if you're a prisoner.
Shackles are not always made of iron. My destiny was decided when I was born a female. As the chief's only daughter, my duty is to marry into another clan, forging an alliance. It is our way and my fate.
Huntwife Lurgish thinks you'll desert the clan.
If only I had the courage. I want nothing more than to see the world before I marry. But I can't. Not without the blessing of my mother and grandmother.
I could speak to them for you.
Go ahead. It won't do any good. Orc clans survived this way for many generations. It's simply how things are. I understand that, as much as it angers me.
Have you considered just leaving?
Of course, but that would mean abandoning my clan. I understand the importance of our traditions. I must be sure I'm doing the right thing.
Tell me more about your clan.
The clan chief is the only male who takes wives. The wives are crucial to the leadership and stability of the clan. Sons eventually try to take over the clan by strength, while daughters are married off to other clans.
So you don't want to be a chief's wife?
It's not that. I would enjoy the honor and responsibility of being a chief's wife. I just want to see the world, to live my life before I marry for the good of the clan.
Right. Yeah, it's honestly not an absurd thing. It's relatively tame, all things considered. So let's follow the trail, see if there's any other people to speak to. I highly doubt it, but, you know, just to be safe.
Greetings, friend of Lambor. How can an old orc help you?
Can we talk about Lokra?
I sense Lokra found an ally in you, but your efforts are for naught. I cannot determine her path, nor can her mother or my son, the chief.
Then who?
Only Lokra can decide. Her sense of duty battles her desire to live her life. Many daughters have chosen exile over the years. I did once. While the decision is Lokra's alone, she seems to value your advice.
I think she wants the clan's blessing.
She wishes to be free of guilt. She knows what she wants, but fears the consequences. Choices always come with a price. Lokra must choose and accept the cost.
What should I tell her?
To follow her heart. Lokra knows what she wants, and she knows the cost. She wants to be free, but fears exile from the clan. Her heart knows the path she should follow.
Thanks. Very, not helpful whatsoever. Oh, there's even a little tower up here. Is anybody hiding? Snoog. Terrible name. Yeah, not really. There's not many good vistas in this place either, unfortunately.
You still awake up here?
Maybe there'll be one, but so far I'm not seeing a good one.
Watch where you step. Still plenty of fresh corpses fouling up the place. Can't burn them soon enough, if you ask me.
Hard to make a living hunting around here. Between the orcs, the alien ghosts, and the cultists, game's scarce.
Is that another main quest? Yeah, hold on. Let's not do that right away. We'll avoid that area for the meantime. And this seems like an inn. We'll not talk to either of these people, but we will step inside real quick. Another person sitting down playing the lute. Oh. Yeah, you see that? You see the rain? You gotta fix that roof, man. That's no good. That is unfortunate.
Beds? Ha! There's some mulch piles if you're not tough enough to sleep on the ground.
Dog. Doesn't look like there's anyone in here to talk to. I do think it's quite funny that there are no beds here. It really is just sleep on the ground. Yeah, none of these people you can talk to.
What can I fill you with today?
Bad phrasing. Yeah, nothing going on in here, unfortunately, aside from the leak in the roof. And, of course, the traditional Orcish buildings are based off of the design from Skyrim, which I don't really have a problem with. I think these buildings are fine. I just feel like the texture on them could be better. Like, maybe give it a bit more color? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's missing. Honestly, I have such a vague memory of what they looked like in Skyrim that I'd have to look at them again to really think whether or not it's a justifiable look. Another thing I think I would definitely change is the steep stairwell or ramp that these things have. It just looks bad. Just angle it a little bit more than, like, you know, 50 degrees. Like, it's just, it doesn't look good. It looks video gamey, I would say.
Hey.
Very, very odd to look at. And none of these people feel like talking. Not a single one. Crazy. Well, I guess we'll talk to the only other person that we can talk to that isn't just a merchant.
This was part of a larger plan, I'm sure of it.
What happened?
The Bloodthorn cult assaulted the fortress. They were repulsed, but they stole a Breton scroll the orcs found here long ago. Chief Tazgol thinks the attack failed, but I'm not so sure.
What do you mean?
The cultists retreated after the initial assault. They came here to steal that scroll, I'm sure of it. But why? Have they set a trap for us? We must know before the chief decides to attack.
How can I help?
Start with Shaman Laganak. She witnessed Bloodthorn rituals in the Carved Hills. She's waiting by the Longhouse south of here. Cultists were also seen at Morriselli to the north, and Grimfield west of here.
What can you tell me about Morriselli?
It's an Ayleid ruin. Years ago, Breton raiders attacked us. An outnumbered patrol held there for weeks until they were wiped out. Later, our army destroyed the raiders. It's just a ruin, really. I don't know what the Bloodthorn want with it.
What about Grimfield? It's an ominous name.
It's a graveyard. Not ours. Breton. When we conquered the islands hundreds of years ago, War Chief Isgol left it intact out of respect for our enemies. We don't desecrate graves, but the Bloodthorn cult will. Plenty of fresh bodies.
What do you know about the Carved Hills?
It's mostly wilderness. There are Ayleid ruins, but they were looted long ago. I don't know what the Bloodthorns want there, but Laganak might know more.
Alright, so we're given our wider search the entire area quest. And this is the Stronghold. Frankly, I hate this building. It's so... how do I put it? It sucks. Like, there's not enough space going on. I mean, maybe not, that's not the right word. It's not that there isn't enough space. It's that there's too much space, and this isn't a room. This is an open, like, it's open air. Like, there's birds in here, for crying out loud. Like, it's not, this sucks. Alright, you got, like, what, 4 tables on either side, and just this big open courtyard, and for what? Like, there's nothing in here. I will say, they give you a nice little overlook here. Right, this is nice. This is a nice shot. But aside from that, it's like, this building sucks. I kind of hate the default orc stronghold, right, quote unquote, because it's not like the traditional orc strongholds that we're familiar with from Skyrim, you know? Like, those were, you know, walled settlements with, like, a big orcish longhouse, whereas this is like, sure, yes, you could say this is a stronghold, it's a keep almost, but like, it's a top level, and then a massive stairwell down to a gigantic lower level with nothing in it. A couple of crates, a bed, That's it. It's like, huh? What? Nah, there's gotta be more to it than this. Yeah, like, it definitely, like, structurally it could be better. And I think Orsinium does a really good job with kind of evaluating how orcs would go about properly building a city. I really like the way Orsinium handles its buildings and its layout compared to this, which is just like, this sucks. This is not
good. Is there a reason you're in the chief's chambers? If not, be on your way.
I want to speak with you about Lokra.
You met my daughter then. She has spirit, I'll give her that. She'll make a worthy wife.
She isn't sure about that.
So, she sent you to argue for her. She knows her duty. It is our way. The alliance her marriage makes for our clan will enable us to survive in these dangerous times.
What if she promised to return?
She is the chief's only daughter. I would rather her be miserable and alive than dead on some fool adventure. But I don't expect an outsider to understand.
It's her life.
Our lives belong to the clan. Its survival depends on marriage alliances more than strong sword arms. Lokra must accept her part and perform her duty. If you want to help, remind her of this. Maybe she'll listen to you.
Right. Yeah, just something about these builds. Like, honestly, you could have a second floor here, and then a third floor, or hell, maybe even a fourth floor below it. But, like, you know, it's just so... Like, it's so massive and huge for seemingly no reason. Like, it really is bizarre. And you've got these big, long walls. Like, I feel like this really could be, like, a proper, oh my goodness, what's the word for the thing I'm thinking of? You know, the patrol way for guards or archers, right, up on that thing. It seems like a no-brainer, but it's just not designed as well, I would say. We got another merchant over here.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Yeah, nothing to say. Nothing new, anyway. So, I have not seen Jakarn. Which is quite interesting. I wonder where he is. Or if I just missed him. Hello? Oh, that's that guy.
Excuse me, but I'm meeting someone. Alone. Please be on your way.
Oh, so Jakarn told him to meet him here. Just as well as he told the ladies over here that he would meet them. But where is he? I'd wager he would be somewhere close by, but I honestly cannot be too certain of that. In fact, I haven't seen him anywhere. Oh well, we'll carry on. Talk to Lokra real quick. He's probably over towards the Carved Hills area in that general vicinity. Be funny if he was still on the boat somewhere and I just missed him.
I assume my family wasn't especially pleased with an outsider prying into our affairs. Remember, it was your idea.
They were very informative.
So what's your opinion, after talking to everyone? I really want to know.
Your life is your own. Sail with us and see the world, if that's what you want.
You're right. I value my family, but this is my life. I should live it as I choose. I'm gonna follow my heart.
Glad I could help.
At last, I find myself looking forward to my future.
So, you'll leave with us?
Yes. I'll say my farewells first. It won't be easy, but I won't sneak out like a thief. My family has a right to hear it from my lips. I'll see you on the ship when you're ready to leave. I didn't expect an outsider to be of any help. I am indebted to you.
It's not that much to ask.
Alright, that was quick and easy. Let's see about the Carved Hills. So the one thing I will note is this place is small, and it goes by very, very quickly. Which is why I'm kind of trying to take it in as much as I can, because as much as I dogged on this place for, like, you know, the map, right, looking at the rocks, like, oh, the rocks look bad. They do. But there is a bit of a charm to it in this place that places like Daggerfall, or sorry, not Daggerfall, Glenumbra. Glenumbra doesn't really get the same appreciation, and I think it's because the layout of the map in Glenumbra is so bad compared to this, where it's relatively simple, and you can kind of like say, oh, you know, there's little mountains here, impassable area here, you know, those are just natural mountains. And then you look at Glenumbra, and it's like, ew, dude, what is this? You know, like, what is that? Or, like, you know, giant mountain section, entire mountain section, you can't even go over here. Like, oh, that's lame. You got, this whole area is just kind of encased in a mountain. Like, oh, that's weird, you know? Impassable mountainside here. Oh, yeah, okay. More just impassable mountains everywhere, and it's like, oh. And that kind of creates a running theme for the entire game. And just looking at the map for Glenumbra, it's a nightmare. This region is probably the most confusing to go through. On some level, I like it for that, but, like, we'll get to it when we get to it. Glenumbra is crazy. Anyway, Laganach.
I trust you are here to help. Dark rituals are being performed around the island. I first smelled the corruption on the wind. Then my shaman found evidence at an Ayleid ruin nearby.
Who's performing the rituals?
The same cult that attacked the fortress. I sense a link between the attack and the rituals. There is a way to be certain. Chief Tazgol has forbidden me from pursuing this, so I ask you to.
How?
By the bridge to the south is a totem. Those who touch it see visions. It may show you a vision that links the attack to the rituals I feel corrupting the island. Follow wherever the vision leads you.
I will.
You journey into danger. Choose your steps carefully.
How can I see these visions?
The land remembers those who tread upon it, for good or ill. The totem taps into these memories and shows us the ghosts of the past.
Yeah, so it's literally just, it's a mystical thing. Don't worry about it. Oh, okay. This is a totally random mystical thing. Ah, the rain is finally cleared up. Now we can see Betnikh in all of its glory, finally. Oh, that person doesn't have anything to say either. Kinda shocked, I haven't seen Jakarn yet. I'm wondering if I'm, like, missing him completely or something. That's crazy.
Don't do anything stupid.
Oh, I thought that was a quest person. Here's the vision totem. It's literally just like a piece of chalk. Oh, it's so funny. Am I missing something, or is it just he's looking around? Okay, now he's moving.
The stench of these orcs is unbearable.
I love this bridge too. This bridge at least actually overlooks something, and I do quite like this cliffside specifically because it's not terrible looking. And you kind of get what I mean when I say, like, oh yeah, it's like Fable 2, you know, it's like Brightwood, it's like oh man, what's the place called in Fable 2? I think Brightwood was Fable 3, wasn't it? You know what I mean. It's like the fun foresty areas. Something about it I love.
She should be nearby.
I love how he just
You
teleports
have the
over.
scroll. Rejoice that you did not fail. Varden will be pleased.
I live to serve my masters.
Go west to the Iliad site. The scroll's ritual should enable you to succeed where the others failed.
I will not fail you, mistress.
I do find it. There's just a couple of dead people in this cave, and it is just a random cave. There's no point to it. But like I said before, like the default cave in this game is so obvious. Like that's what it looks like every time. You know, I wish it didn't, but unfortunately, that's just what it looks like. It's a default cave. Yeah, now it wants us to go to the Iliad site, which is somewhere over there, but I do kind of want to go over to this little eye over here, see what we got. Yeah, it's just something about this place is so... it's charming, right? Like, even this area over here, not much in it, you know, but unlike Stronghold, which had the problem of being, you know, barren and empty, and it's like, you know, it's like a desert island, you know, it should be, but it felt like it was missing something. This place doesn't, right? Like, you know, the areas are forested that should be forested. It feels appropriate. You got cute little things like this. Wait a minute. Huh. And that's hinting at places that we'll go to later in the quest line. Yeah, you got that island over there. You got ships that have wrecked on it. Interesting stuff. In fact, I don't think I've ever really gone over here. There's like whole shipwrecks on this side. That's so cool. You know, subtle little world building stuff. You know, it's nice when you come across it. In fact, I think we'll trek along this way to come across the area that we're supposed to. Even though I know we really shouldn't, it's just I want to get a good look at this place. Like, when you see this area here, right, like that little island, it honestly doesn't look all that terrible because of the way it's laid out, because of the way it's textured, right? The greenery on the rocks, it's almost mossy or moss-like in a way that looks quite good. Hello, that's a cave. And, like, you got trees on the island, you know, it's almost as though it's lived in, it's got life in it. Even this, you could tell there was a bridge here once. Not anymore. Bridge has since, you know, broken. Not sure what it would have been connected to, probably that spot up there. Or, hell, even over here. Interesting how, you know, blown out of proportion it is. I kind of want to go in this cave because this is so interesting. Like, it is a bit jarring to look at that entrance, but it's also not, like, the worst thing in the world. Yeah, what is in here? So this is for some quest, obviously. Well, we'll end up in here at some point, but let's head back to where we were supposed to be. Yeah, because then there's, like, a whole other quest over here. Like, this place is crazy. Like, you can easily get lost in this place compared to the other places. It really is nuts, just how different it is. Like, I think you can even get on top of that mountain, I think, because there's a wasp up there. Do I still have the jump on? No, I don't think I do. Damn. I was gonna say, because I'd love to try to hit that. Yeah, let's carry on. Let's carry on. So we do have that quest there, but I'd rather talk to, or deal with this first before I move on. So here's our old alien ruin.
Now, read the scroll. The ritual it holds will send you into the spirit realm. Should you succeed, I will follow. In the name of the Bloodthorns, enter the spirit realm. Failure again. Perhaps an ancient curse lingers here. I will try the ritual in our lair.
Well, look who's here.
Ah, there
Let
he
me guess,
is.
You want into the Bloodthorn secret lair. I unburden. I've got your back, good looking.
Ah, he kept talking. I hate when they do that. What are you doing here, Jakarn?
Looking for you? Lagonic told me you were headed this way, chasing the creeps who attacked the fortress.
You knew about the Bloodthorn lair?
Sure. I tracked a few of them to their cave. Rather than poke around on my own, I decided to wait for you, my friend. And here you are.
Okay, I guess he's just gonna follow me around. So that's what that cave was, then, okay. And then we got this quest over here, which we might as well take. No reason not to. And honestly, that cave doesn't look terrible. You know, it's just something... It fits so well into the environment here. Like, it really is just done pretty well. And this spot here, too, it's like a, you know, a little pocket of water. It's a little marsh-like. It also rains a lot in this place. it's immediately it is raining again.
I meet you at last. I saw you defeat the scheming Redguard who rules Stros Makai. I see great events swirling about you.
How?
Visions. This is one of 3 shrines around Betnikh that give glimpses of events that affect many lives. They affect you in particular. Would you like to see them yourself?
Yes.
Burn these herbs at each shrine. You will receive a vision of things to come. I will be in my longhouse, should you have questions.
I will.
I know what you're planning, Your Grace.
What are you doing here? Leave my room at once.
I won't allow Alcair to fall into Redguard hands.
Alcair in Redguard hands? Tears of Set. You've gone mad.
I'm sorry, but this is the only way.
No! Please!
May you learn much from these visions.
The problem is you don't. This quest is neat if you're, like, not paying attention. And you kind of realize later on, oh, that's the thing. But, like, if you pay attention to what's happening in those visions, and you see it kind of unfolding.
Great memories.
You see it kind of unfolding in front of your eyes, your character should speak up or do something to stop it, even if it does make them look crazy.
I've got your back, good looking.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything different.
Why do evil lairs always smell so bad?
This guy's just being chased out of the cave. And here we are in generic cave, mineshaft cave. Nothing really different about it, aside from this one being relatively tall compared to most other caves that we see. But yeah, this is like the default cave in ESO, right? Like, there's not
this place clean later.
Not really a whole lot going on here. It's very straightforward. Not much to see. I do like the general layout of this cave in the sense that you're kind of, you know, winding through this, you know, what as close to a mine shaft, you know, minecart roller coaster as it can be. And you kind of get to see the general layout of, you know, what you're about to go up against, even though it's just more jobber enemies. But it is a well-designed cave. It's a very well-designed cave. I actually like this cave a lot. How do I put it? It's a very Bleak Falls Barrow-esque cave, where it's like, this is going to be, you're going to see more of the same from this point on.
At last. Success! I can enter the spirit realm. The next phase of our mission can begin!
Karn, you want to say anything about that?
I don't know what that well-dressed man just did, but I'm gonna bet it's very bad for us.
Well-dressed is an interesting way to put it. Ooh, hold on. Anything behind this wall here? Nope. Yeah. One of the many problems I have with the way these caves are is just like, it's just a big wide open cave, and then you've got some things that kind of jut out, like that area over there, and it's like, yep, that's the assets being placed incorrectly, you know. It's like, you hate to see it.
These bloodthorns need to be robbed.
Okay, have fun. And this should spit us out. It's probably spit us out up top, didn't it? Yeah, we are on top of that area. And they kind of expect you to drop down, but I don't intend to. I'm going to make the most of my time up here. Try to see what we can't see. Or what we shouldn't see, I should say. This is kind of one of the reasons why I like this place, is that you do kind of get a little bit of wiggle room of like, oh yeah, you kind of get that classic Skyrim feel of like, yeah, see that mountain? You can go up there. You kind of get a little bit of that, but like, you're cut off relatively quickly. It's like right here. I wonder if can I mount up? I can indeed. Can my horse do it? Nah. Oh, I don't want to jump off. But yeah, like you get a nice bit of view up here. I just wish there was more to see, because it really is just like, you know, you've got that island over there. Not much else to look at. I love that it is height varied, which you don't really get a whole lot of in most other regions of the game. It's very, you get what you get. You're not getting much else out of it. And I think we will continue down this path and probably take a little stroll down on the beach once again to kind of see what we're looking at, because there's another shrine over here, and then we will make our way over to Grimfield, since that's the next on the list, in that order. I do like how this place didn't give you an option. It basically said, yeah, go talk to Laganic first.
You return. What did you learn of the Bloodthorn plans?
They're desperate to enter the spirit realm.
The fools! Did they succeed?
Yes, I saw it happen.
The dangers that face us become clearer. I will try to convince Chief Tazgol of this, though I doubt he will accept the word of an outsider. Your efforts on our behalf bring you honor.
That's it?
We must stop the cultists before their efforts bear fruit, to the ruin of us all.
I do find it interesting that these people are wearing soul-shriven clothes, or the soul-shriven outfit style, because I guess they didn't really have a more tribal equivalent for the orcs, because the orcish armor in this game is very, compared to Skyrim anyway, and hell, even compared to Oblivion, it's very, I almost want to say gentrified, modernized somewhat, if that even makes any sense. It's less barbaric in design than it should be, which I think it's kind of disappointing, annoying, I would say, because it really should be more green in nature, because they kind of disregard the whole orichalc idea and design. A lot of spiders in this part of the land. Definitely don't much care for that. I kind of hate spider-infested areas. Not a big fan of spiders to begin with. But just looking at this place, it almost looks quest-like. I'm wondering if I'm missing something, but like you can clearly see someone was living here and they got webbed. But yeah, as you can see, this little island out here, not really much to see. However, I do think we can go on here. And yeah, look at this. Right, it's kind of unique in its own way, because you almost will never see anything like this in any other zone. Yeah, look at this, so cool. Yeah, and something about that rock just jutting straight up, I kind of don't hate it, because they're like sea spires, right? Like, those do exist, right? Where compared to, like, Stros Mackay, and what we will later see in places like Auradon and the such, right? Like, the rocks in those places look kind of funky. Something about them just don't quite strike me as natural or normal. Like, something looks wrong in the way that they're, you know, designed. I understand what they're trying to do, but something's failing, whether it's the textures or what, you know, it feels a bit off. Here we go, here's our second shrine.
Now, you are one of us. Go, spread our gift.
So, that shrine is an interesting one, because it's extremely subtle, and you would probably miss a lot of what it's trying to tell you. I guess since it doesn't really matter, I can just say it. That's in regards to the... Is it the mayor of Aldcroft, or however they describe him? The head of the town at Aldcroft ends up becoming a vampire. Are these guys enemies? Oh no, and I can talk to him.
What is it? Speak up or move on.
Interesting. He ends up becoming a werewolf. Did I say vampire? My bad. Huh, these are all just like...
What is it?
And they all have the same line of dialogue. Interesting? Weird? Huh. There's a quest here, though. So let's go do that. Yeah, and we're right outside of Grimfield, and how can you tell, other than the horrible fog that it has?
Over me.
But, I think... Yeah, we can enter from this way, and I think this is the only way to enter, actually.
Betnikh is a troll when he's injured.
Keep staring, Outlander, and I'll repay the sacking of Orsinium twice over. A few scratches don't bother me.
What's your problem?
You, coming here, thinking you're better than us. Think again.
Maybe I am better.
Strong talk. Prove it. I bet my axe that any of my hunters could best you in a duel.
I'll take that bet.
Beat 3 of my hunters in duels, and my axe is yours.
Shouldn't I have something at stake?
No need. The loss of your dignity will be my reward.
Oh, alright, easy. Where are there? Oh, they're over here.
Staring is a good way to lose your eyes.
Interested in a duel.
I'm always ready for a fight, especially with Outlanders.
Fight!
Say your prayers.
And they do kind of beef them up a little bit.
Why don't you face a real warrior?
You willing to duel me?
More than willing. It's been too long since I crushed an outsider's face.
We'll see. I love that one lady got basically blown into oblivion. She's gone. Whereas that guy, oh, I guess they do kind of vanish after a while.
Your defeat will honor the Seamount clan.
I wish to duel.
With me? Fool. Let's get this over with.
On your guard.
Am I supposed to be scared?
I saw it all. Clearly, my hunters need more training.
And my reward?
My word is as solid as this steel. Take my axe. Maybe someday you'll learn how to use it.
Raising an army?
Ha! An army? These are Breton zombies. Flimsy little bodies in the ground. They'll die easy. Still, if you feel like slaughtering cultists, I won't stop you. Start with the crypt in the center. I saw a few in there.
I'll go have a look.
You get into trouble, you're on your own.
Why is there a Breton graveyard on Betnikh? Isn't this an orc island?
This was a Breton island, hundreds of years ago. War Chief Isgul and the Seamount orcs wiped them out. The Seamounts were the fiercest raiders on the sea, until we settled here.
What was so special about Betnikh?
Steel and stone, how could you ask? High, defensible cliffs, a view of all approaches from the fortress, fertile land for crops. What's not to like? Isgul's wives insisted we settle here, so we did.
Why haven't you dealt with the zombies yourself?
My orders are to watch them until they try to break out, or until Chief Tazgul gets here and cuts off their heads. That's all. An orc follows orders, even if they're stupid.
If you own the island, why leave a Breton graveyard intact?
We're not savages. We respect the enemy's dead. When an orc dies, he gets a cairn to mark where he fell, weapons atop it. We don't stick our dead in the ground like Bretons. Even so, we won't desecrate their graves.
Right. So yeah, they even acknowledge the high defensible cliffs, as he said in there. And I do quite like this graveyard, although I wish there were more, how do I put it, graves? Honestly, this area is a terrible graveyard. Like, there's too many hills, right? There's not enough, how do I put it? It's a really bad layout for a graveyard, and there's not enough graves. I do like this large centerpiece mausoleum. I think that looks actually really nice. But after a while, you do get kind of sick of looking at the same Breton graveyard over and over again, because once you've seen one of them, you've basically seen them all. Which is a little disappointing, and that's something I kind of hope that they, like I said, something I would hope that they change, kind of like doll them up a little bit, make them look a little nicer. Maybe give it something more than just that centerpiece to kind of identify this as Grimfield. Especially when you call it Grimfield. You make it sound like it is an impressive graveyard when it's just like every other graveyard. In fact, there's nicer graveyards in Bangkarai. This thing over here, this whole section, is a graveyard, right? That's way more impressive than Grimfield, you know? It's like, it's a little disappointing, but, you know. And I find this mausoleum interesting because I guess there's like a partial cave-in, or it just never got finished, but like there's just a big chunk of it that's just taken up by this, well, earth that just kind of appeared. It's a little bizarre.
Greetings, stranger. You are not a cultist. Help us defeat these necromancers.
How?
Take the Staff of Arche, a potent weapon against undead. You must first charge the staff, then use it to destroy the foul abominations summoned by these necromancers.
How do I charge the staff?
The blasphemers employ dark magic to raise the dead, disrupt their rituals, and release that energy. The Staff of Arche will convert this into power to destroy their dark creations.
Who are you?
In life, I was a priestess of Arche. I served King Renwick for many years. I was with him when the Seamount orcs invaded. We died together at their hands.
The Seamount clan killed you.
Many died under their blades, but that was long ago. The Bloodthorn cultists desecrate our graves today. I beg you to stop them.
Are you the guardian of this graveyard?
Even in death, I watch over my people. Necromancy is a crime against Arche. The aura of corruption builds as my countrymen's bodies are raised and desecrated by these minions of the worm. I need your help to stop them.
What can you tell me about these necromancers?
The Bloodthorn cult's necromancy corrupts nature. They're led by reachmen of the worst sort, allies of Manamarco. They raise our dead to assault the orcs. This desecration must end.
So I find it interesting that this random ghost tells us way more information. That staff looks very specific. Hello. Ah, there she is.
Out for a stroll? Enjoying the scenery?
Larissa, what are you doing here?
Just exploring the island. I came across these fine fellows disturbing the graves and decided to kill a few. I've collected some robes in this bag. Take one if you want the zombies to leave you alone.
Thanks, Larissa.
I'll be hunting cultists while you're playing with your staff. If I find any more robes, I'll leave them for you. These necromancers are disgusting, but they do dress well.
Why does everyone say that? Like, okay. Look at what Larissa's wearing, right? It is clearly default Breton robe, right? And it's like, I mean default, like, you know, jute jerkin robe, right? Like it's junk. They don't dress well. And if we were to walk out and look for any cultist, I'll just stroll up to any of them. You can clearly see that they're not even wearing that. They're wearing barbarian gear. They're wearing the equivalent of what goblins would wear. You know what I mean? Like they're wearing junk. They're wearing worse than junk. Like it's not. It doesn't make sense. It is very. It's very odd, and that's one of those things that I assume that they'll change. I assume that they'll make the Bloodthorn cultists look more appropriately fancy? Maybe? I just don't remember that ever being, you know, a thing. Like, I feel like I'm going crazy. Just because, like, that's... I don't remember them dressing well or looking good in the slightest. I really don't. Oh, whoops. I accidentally bungled my way into this one. But yeah, we can kind of just get a general feel for how this place is. Like I said, it is a graveyard like every other Breton graveyard. I just think it's even more poorly laid out than most.
The staff
like I
is
said,
fully charged. Quickly, meet me at my tomb.
It's not fully flat. It's hilly, and there's not nearly as many graves as there should be. Is this her tomb? Interesting.
I sense great power in the staff. You've done well.
What will I do with it? What do I do with it?
The staff will reveal circles of corruption among the crypts. There lurk the Bloodthorn cult's abominations, hidden in pockets of oblivion. Plant the staff in a circle to draw an abomination into our world, then destroy it.
Okay, so we're basically doing a, abomination of wrath, hate, and fear. And it's just like a gross, nasty-looking husk, pretty much. Okay, I don't have to recollect staff. Good. This one's a proper ghost. I can't sneak past this guy. He's right in my way. Getting a lot of weird lag. Just kind of annoying. Like an input lag specifically. It's very strange. And that one's just a scamp.
It is done. Meet me at the west end of the graveyard.
I suppose it would be too much to ask to have that not just be a Daedric creature, but, you know. Here we are, West End. Oh, and this guy's here too.
You desecrate a few old graves, and already the Bretons are back to complain. Nice work dealing with the cult. War Chief Tazgul will be pleased.
The Bloodthorn's perversion of my people is ended. The honored dead are at rest once again.
Is the threat ended?
The cult focused all their power into their abominations. Now these are dust and ash. The threat to us is ended, but the threat to you remains. King Redwick wishes to repay our debt to you. Speak to him. Learn your true peril.
Why you gotta put it that way?
Soon we will fade from this plane once more. We have you to thank for returning us to peace.
You have returned my people to their rest. I wish to repay you, but I have only information to give.
What can you tell me?
The Seamount orcs attacked generations ago. They took our island. Under their rule, what we called Betnikh became Betnikh. My failure to defend my people was unforgivable. But how I attempted to defeat the orcs was worse.
What did you do?
I attempted necromancy. An ancient Ayleid relic is buried on this island. The Bloodthorns seek its power. Enter the portal beside me. You'll see my last day through the eyes of my enemies. Learn what you can.
Ancient Karzag's demise. Yes, this is one of the few cases where the game kind of takes control of you and replaces your armor. Not your arms, clearly, because we still have our sword, but it replaces your armor, which I find quite interesting. You'd rarely see this happen later on.
Targoth! The Breton king has sealed himself deeper in the ruin. He is preparing some foul spell.
What spell is this?
I know only that the magic he summons will slaughter our army. Unless we stop him, every orc here will die.
How do we stop King Renwick?
We must learn how to reach their cowardly king and the nature of his foul magic. Make these prisoners talk. We have confiscated their belongings. They may hold clues to what they know.
How far should I go in my interrogations?
The Code of Malak is clear. So long as these Bretons aid their king and his foul magic, they remain our enemies. If you can coerce them through words alone, do so. If not...
If not?
They must pay the blood price. I took this charm off a Reach Witch. Hold it tight and order any guard to execute his prisoner. The charm will chain their soul and compel them to answer you. You will have one question, Targoth. Ask wisely.
Remind me about the Code of Malak.
Don't steal. Don't attack without reason. Fight with honor. Protect your tribe. These Bretons claim to have surrendered, but if they refuse to answer truthfully, they remain our mortal enemies.
Is there honor in killing an unarmed prisoner?
They aid their king in his foul plan to kill us all. Unless they tell us how to stop him, his magic will wipe us out. We are at war, Targoth. Do what you must.
Oh, that's it. I find it funny that it's like, yeah, War Chief, Targoth, or whoever we are. Right? Does it say? No, it doesn't. I think it's funny that it's like, yeah, what's our religion again? I don't remember. It's like, it's so stupid. I know how to save us. Who's this?
What is your will? Does the Queen live or die?
Queen! Oh, man. Learn Renwick's plan. Okay.
You. How much more blood do you want?
Answer him truthfully, and you live. Lie to me, and you die.
You've invaded my home, you've slaughtered my people. Why would I help you, Orc? You'll kill us all anyway.
Hold on. Let's talk to Ev. Oh wait,
Divines,
can we?
Save me.
Don't think we can.
Bandit, butcher, I am not afraid of you.
What can you tell me about King Renwick's plans?
I know nothing about his plans. I thought orcs had honor. Now you threaten unarmed prisoners? We have surrendered. Ransom us like civilized folk.
Tell me how to stop King Renwick unless you want to die.
Savage orc. Do what you will. I will not betray my king or the royal family. When the mainland hears of what you've done, they will crush you.
They don't.
Please, don't kill me. I have gold. Lots of gold. Kill her. She knows everything.
And then over here we have this guy. What does this note say?
Stay your blade, Orc. The fight is over.
Orc, you will pay for this.
Ha! You dictate terms, pig child? Give me back my sword and I'll give you a clean end. Ask your questions. Amuse me.
I know I'm taking a lot of time to figure this out, but I'm trying to remember how this puzzle goes.
Spare your blade, Orc. We have yielded to you.
Answer me true and you live. Lie and you die.
Why threaten me? Our island is yours now. Spare us, spare our king, and let me lead the survivors into exile. You have my word as a priest of Arche.
Why did you invade our island? We had no quarrel with you. I was raised by the knights you cut down. They taught me to be brave. I'll not beg. Father will cast all of you into oblivion.
I feel like this is almost a trick. I mean, it doesn't matter regardless. We can use torture methods or whatever. Bind their souls in order to make them talk. 'Cause, I mean, oddly, we can talk to this lady.
Bandit, I know nothing about his savage orc. Do what you...
And it doesn't really lead anywhere, which is funny. They even give us the option. We got the queen.
You. How much? You've invaded my home, you've slaughtered my people. Why would I help you, Orc? You'll kill us all anyway.
And it's weird. So we've got three options. Tell me what magic your husband summons, right? Which is like, no, I'm not telling you that. We've got, are there any Breton knights left unaccounted for? Odd question. Genuinely odd question. And then tell me how to open the door that hides Renwick, or I will kill your daughter. Which you'd think would be pretty reasonable. And we're gonna go with that one.
Bizanne? No, she's just a child. You cannot kill our child.
If you want to save her life, tell me how to reach Renwick.
No, Renwick, forgive me. There are crystals and braziers by the door. Turn them to lower the wards. Now please, spare our daughter.
What is your will? Does the queen live or die?
Oh man. We can still execute them afterward. Oh, that is so unnecessarily cruel. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
Orc, you will pay for this. Ha! You dictate terms, pig child? Give me back my sword and I'll give you a clean end. Ask your questions. Amuse me.
Tell me what magic your king plans, or I will hurt you.
Terrified, are you? Ha! You should be. Our king is a mighty sorcerer. Even now he summons an undead army from the depths of these ruins. Flee while you can, Orc. Leave our island.
Oh, and it completes all of them.
Pray to Arche, Orc. Pray hard.
Yeah, so that's relatively easy.
You killed everyone I love. Why?
Not everyone.
Targoth, our victory is near!
I know how to open the door.
By Moloch's right hand, my warcaller triumphs again. We will end this assault and the efforts of this cowardly king.
What do we do with King Renwick?
There's no honor in the slaughter of a broken people and defeated knights. If King Renwick surrenders, he will join his people in exile. Let them spread word of our ferocity across the seas!
And if he doesn't surrender?
Then I will cut him down. Stay your blade beyond this door, Targoth. Leave King Renwick to me.
Yeah, this area is actually kind of neat. Of course, it kind of has the same problem of, like, boy, that the cave ceiling looks terrible, but the actual arena we're in isn't
Damn
too
you,
terrible.
help me! What's this? Yes, I feel your power. But how do you work?
Renwick, surrender now, and I'll spare your worthless life.
Stay back! I hold destruction in my hands.
Magic cannot save you. Surrender or die.
Leave now, or I'll use this relic to obliterate you!
You will not harm my people. Draw steel!
Help me! Help me, damn you all!
Targoth, bury this elf-loving fool. Those who remain will accept exile or die.
Soon we will fade from this.
I was gonna say, like, it'd be interesting if her dialogue was different based on the fact that I spared her, even though she said earlier that she died with the king.
Even my death failed my people.
You tried to use the relic, and Ysgol killed you.
Yes. Once I summoned the relic's power, I realized what it demanded of me. Souls. It craves souls. I would not pay that price, but the Bloodthorn will. They will raise this undead army and slaughter you all.
How can I stop them?
The Ayleid relic is the key, but my memories have faded with time. I no longer remember its location. I know only that you must find it before the Bloodthorn. I offer this knowledge as payment for the souls you saved today.
Our war was a long time ago. Once we've cleared out the cult, we'll rebury any bodies they've defiled. Even Breton dead deserve that dignity. Also, I don't want them creeping into town at night.
How very thoughtful of you.